Okay, we're done. Okay.
Woo!
Welcome to another edition of the Comic Crypt Podcast. I'm your host, the Holy Ninja Toe, and with me is Matchstick.
Hello.
Changus hates dishes.
I had dinner.
And not the last one.
Excelsior, webheads.
Excelsior!
So, how do you like today? Quick thoughts on today's reading, which was covering Amazing Spider-Man number 39 to 50 with annual number 3.
One squint. I already asked you guys where it is, but one squint bind the dust. Come on, let's get that.
Are waiting.
Come on, let's get that Peter MJ train rolling.
Look, it's not gonna be worse because you have to realize that Peter MJ did not get together until like in the 200s, late 200s.
We're probably not going to get to it because that's not even in the lead.
Disappointing.
That's not even in Lee's run. It's in Conway's run.
Oh, that's disappointing to hear.
Yeah, and I don't think we get to. We don't even get to the death of her father.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got a long road ahead of us. But first, before we get into our run, I forgot to bring this up, but we might as well bring it up. So, last reading was the end of the Steve Ditko run. So, of him being the artist, we got a new artist. This is Steve Ditko. You have on screen. So, I just want to have like a brief, just going over what your thoughts on Ditko's influence on the book.
I think it really improved. Ditko?
Yeah.
I respect the man. His art was good, but John Romita is a whole lot better.
He built a lot of the foundation of what Spider-Man is expected to look like.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like John Romita is just my favorite.
Yeah, I noticed that immediately. Like, the art style is, I would say it's like maybe cleaner as well. Like, is that a good word?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you notice a lot about Ditko's pencils and even some of his inks, a lot of the characters look a lot rougher. His pullback shots. A lot of the characters have very interesting silhouettes. Like Peter's head was at a 90-degree angle for most of his like run. Which like worked so much for like the very early Meeker character he was. And yeah, Ditko was always great at just portraying a character's face without bone structure and not letting it be not having it be weird. He was always great at that. He always had like such a great art style for like cartoony and pulpy.
So I would say I think Steve Ditko was a good early creator. As you mentioned, like the visual style of Spider-Man is tied to Steve Ditko in a lot of ways. I will say this, I notice in terms of writing the effect of Ditko's absence. Of having giving Stan Lee to run more freer. Like you notice in a couple of times in the reading when the narrator would say, "Yeah, we need to have some action now," or "Yeah, we're just doing some setup," or in the case of the Kraven the Hunter issue, "Yeah, we didn't show you this."
Well, just early on, like you really do get a sense for that. Like, Peter, like just Peter's a lot more less confrontational. He's a lot more lax. There's still the anxiety and the fears, but
less of a need to go out on a brawl or state his opinion on a whole bunch of things.
Yeah, like with Ditko gone, with their whole falling out, a lot of the politics did go with him, but I'm not gonna say as much as I do like reading Mr. A and The Question, it's not something I ever liked for Spider-Man.
Steve Ditko's style of writing is it's not something for Spider-Man.
Yeah, like Ditko, like you clearly see like a lot more focus.
It's way too political.
Yeah, and also about persons' worldviews in the stories, which is like fine, like once in a while, and give us a good understanding of some characters, but it also feels a bit like we're telling people emotions rather than showing.
Yeah, okay.
Like that, the effect that people joke about with the Dark Knight films.
I didn't know that was the thing people said about those films.
Well, they do. They tend to monologue.
But like with Romita, it's really fun. It's really funny. It's really funny because Romita didn't originally want to do Spider-Man. He wanted to stick to Daredevil because that was just what he was most comfortable with. Because early on, Daredevil had a lot. Daredevil had a closer sort of like physique to Captain America. And
I'm assuming John was a Captain America artist.
He could, during his tenure in Timely, like he would write a lot of like he would pencil a lot of like comics, adventures, romance, and then the sole superhero comic he got to work on was Captain.
Okay.
And so like eventually when he moved on to like DC, he was strictly doing the romance comics. Like you could see it very much influence his work because like Gwen is a lot more brighter looking. She like Ditko drew her. Ditko drew her. Just as this really beautiful girl. But then with Romita, it comes out as
it's
very gorgeous.
Damn.
But yeah, like Romita finally came to Marvel around the time romance comics were dying out, and they had him ink covers for Avengers and Daredevil. Daredevil, he was very comfortable doing because, like I said before, because he was very comfortable with that Captain America type of look. So he wasn't like enthusiastic to be on Spider-Man. The way he always described it was, well, like Stan just asked me, and it's like, well, Stan's my boss, if my boss says I should do it, I should do it.
I got a question. What was the state of the Spider book at this point?
Oh, it was really popular. The Falling Out.
Has it reached like top 5 status in the company?
Yes, okay. Very much so. Like, because Lee and Ditko just falling out was a huge thing, because it seemed like for those 38 odd issues, it seemed like they were the dynamic duo, and then eventually they blew up, which it was a surprise to everyone except for Kirby.
So have we cleared out at this point, knowing what their falling out was about?
It just came down to they could never see eye to eye, because Ditko wanted Peter Peter a lot more, like he wanted him to talk a lot more about like the social climate and what was going on, but Stan was just like, no, I don't want to talk about like the war. I don't want to talk about anything. I just want him to be a normal kid in New York, just having to deal with his problems. Like, it just really came down to these two people who had like massive, just massive worldviews that kept conflicting with each other until eventually, they just couldn't work with each other.
And I would say with that, we can start with that setting. So Ditko, I would say Ditko did a great job when he was working on the book. But now it was time to move on. It was actually kind of perfect timing for everything to happen. Because it kind of fits into the theme of we have now progressed further into Peter's character arc. So let's start with issue number 39.
It's the Green Goblin. Ooh,
An iconic cover.
Yeah.
What? Wish this cover was referenced more in Spider Media.
It sort of parallels, in a way, sort of parallels the original with the whole swinging,
right?
Which, like, I think people go for the original a lot more because it's just one of those like dynamic looking things.
It also shows Spider-Man being a hero.
Exactly. This is a lot more menacing, and it's like, well, what villain can we get who can like glide or fly in some way that could try to pull off this sort of like pose.
Yeah, so
And Green Goblin he has such presence to him.
Yeah, I would say this. Like, I do like. So, just to recap on this issue, the events of this issue, it's very simple because a lot more two-parters in this part of the comic. We're having less of the where the events are more self-contained. We're going to have more continuing storylines, in a sense, by continuing subplots. So, in this one, this first part is that the Green Goblin hatched a scheme to weaken Spider-Man involving faking a robbery, having his goon launch a gas out, lose that lesson, deaden his spider sense, and with that, Green Goblin is able to learn his secret identity and then confronts him at his home. Meanwhile, his normal problems, he learns that he can't give Aunt May a huge shock, otherwise she will die because of her health. So this fight, the tense fight in front of the house, is more relating to, oh no, I can't really go all out, otherwise Aunt May will find out my secret identity. And in the battle ends with Peter getting captured and ending and waking up in the old abandoned warehouse at the seafront, right next to the battlefield where the Power Rangers fight all their battles.
Woo!
And issue ends with the Green Goblin revealing himself to be
Norman Osborn's the Green Goblin. Oh my goodness! What a shocker! Gosh, I was like pissing my pants. Like, oh my goodness, not Norman! No.
I wish I wasn't spoiled by watching every other piece of Spider-Man media ever.
I guess I have to ask, like, when this initially came out, what was like the initial like reaction to like Harry's dad's Green Goblin?
It was a big surprise because I don't think something like this has happened before. Just like
the
close, the close friend,
quote unquote close friend.
Not yet. Like the seeds are building, but it's like the person essentially their loved one is hiding a very deep dark secret that. Because a lot of the villains that we had, a lot of the villains we've had before were just like no names. They were fresh faces who just so happened to sort of like landed into the predicament they did go into.
Yeah, and it's usually some sort of outside factor that causes them to clash with Spider-Man. Like, their rivalry with Spider-Man is mostly founded on him stopping their evil schemes, while this is an introduction to potentially, at the start, when I'm pretty sure if I was like the readership at the time, I would be shocked if like, oh, this character that is connected to Peter somehow is actually a villain. Cool. And then following the events, the interesting part comes with part 2, which we'll discuss afterwards, like the implications of the events of the story potential.
Sure.
So also another part of the subplot is that Peter and Harry were connecting for once.
Peter's learning, hey, maybe I should try this friendship thing.
I heard
Maybe I
about this
shouldn't-
new technique called friendship.
Maybe I can do this thing called not ignoring everybody.
Maybe I can get along with other people? Oh no!
He has put in the effort and victory, but he needs to learn the friendship, which makes him not a very good shonen protagonist right now.
It's like, Peter. You know, he's raising his social link with Harry. You know, they're on good terms with each other, but like eventually, you know, they'll get closer.
Eventually. Just have to wait a little longer.
Yeah, just a little bit longer. So anyway, we might as well go to the part 2. Spidey saves the day. The end of the Green Goblin.
Ooh.
The end, the final chapter. This is where it completely ended here.
Yeah,
Nothing else happened. No other deaths. Spidey gets to hear Gobby's long dramatic backstory.
which is hilarious. Okay, I wrote it in the Discord of how hilarious it is, where you have Norman recounting his version of his history. Is like, I try to be a good father, yet if you just read it, it's like, no, you're not. You're being a terrible dad.
The Goblin persona is just gaslighting Norman so much that he just believes, oh yeah, you know, my father. Well, no, like I was a great father, you know. Harry was so happy under me. It's just like, isn't that right, son? Like, Dad, can we talk? Not now. You're not work.
Mm.
It's, this is like so like essentially, yeah, like Norman's been living a double. Norman's just been going through a different personality persona for like 5 years, and his son is the only one to think, hey, you know, my dad's been acting weird. Like, is it because of the death of my mother?
Mm.
Like, we used to be buds. We used to go out and play. And I think partly also Harry's also gaslighting himself.
I imagine like Harry's much younger life, you know, like his father was a lot friendlier, but then he just when he reached 10, you know, that's when everything changed.
Unlike
Everything
Kingpin, it
changed
wasn't
when the
because
Fire
of his
Nation
weight.
attacks.
Poor Harry. I almost feel bad for him.
I never seen someone who looks so sad looking at a new bike.
Oh man, I want a
That's-
bike. God.
That's probably his 20th bike.
Norman keeps wrapping the same bike.
Happy
He thinks
birthday, happy birthday, Harry! It's Christmas.
Christmas.
Okay.
Same thing.
Same thing, Harry. Enjoy.
Yeah, and then everything changed when to Norman, everything changed when his mind was open because of chemicals. Yeah,
Ooh.
that's how it works. Your mind gets open when you have a chemical explosion.
To be fair, when you inhale chemicals, it probably could fuck up your mind.
Yeah, something like that. It's like, ooh.
You inhale chemicals, you can either, you know, break the speed force, or develop a homicidal sociopath personality.
That gaslights you. I do kind of find it interesting though that like the Goblin personas gaslighting Norman to thinking I'm a great dad when is like versions I've seen they just go with now even before becoming the Green Goblin Norman was never really a good dad.
Because it's often funny. Like it's often funny because it's almost like a speed running.
Speed running.
Just like like it's like in Amazing Spider-Man 2 where we see Norman for the first time and he's just like first time we ever see
The
him.
first time, the only time.
Well, the first and only time, but like his only response to his son is just, "Hey, you got my illness. You're gonna die. Have fun."
It's like cancer, but instead you turn into
It's
a monstrosity.
it's like cancer, and also Alzheimer's, and a bit of schizophrenia. Have fun.
And I am not going to explain how we got this genetically.
It's like,
Good luck, son.
Good luck, son.
I may or may not have banged a weird alien creature.
Son, whatever you do, don't go in the basement. Don't go sniffing the weird green liquid I made.
You don't wanna know what that does to you. Oh boy.
So like, Goblin.
This is also a recap issue.
Yeah, like I really do get the feeling that feeling that like John was kind of scared at drawing like action for some like for a while, and so they kind of made a compromise of, hey, we can have like a big action thing at the end. Right now, you can just focus on like Peter being in the same pose. You can just relax. Peter sitting down, and Norman can just like walk around. Which I'm not saying anything bad about it, but there is like
It's funny. It's just more a little silly.
Yeah.
A funny moment, especially afterwards. It's like the whole setup is like he's trying to get him to talk so that he can unwrap his bonds. And then it turns out, no, I'm just gonna free you already and have you put on the outfit because I am very considerate as a nemesis.
I will not defeat you in anything short of combat. Anything else is dishonorable.
Come on, put on the suit already. Put it on. Put it on.
It's gonna be it's funnier even after because of what happens afterwards. Like every other Goblin story, he's pulling every turning trick. Yet this one time, he's being honorable.
Do that. Do the roar, Peter.
Peter, for the sake of my pride, I must kill you.
But not from like a cheap shot. No, put on a suit. Raise your dukes, boy. We'll settle this like men.
Quinberry rules.
Until very late in the match when he just starts cheating using his glider and his bombs.
and his death ray.
Yeah. Oh yeah, his death ray.
That didn't work.
It's so wild to me that like that goblins carrying around asphyxiation bombs. Like, he really is a menace because he just carries around bombs that shorten the oxygen around you.
Norman is able to make miniaturized oxygen destroyers in his basement.
A box of scraps.
With a box of scraps. Eat your heart out, Dr. Sarazal. You didn't have to die.
Yeah, you could have just gone all the way to New York and find a man in a purple and green suit.
Go fight the big radioactive lizard in Japan, Goblin. Do it. Raise your dukes, Godzilla. Fight me man on man.
Yeah. And then also the subplot, it sets up Betty Brant's returning
Oh yeah,
to
Betty's.
town, and Aunt May's getting worried sick.
Yeah, Betty, you're back. Ooh, I think.
Hey, I like having Betty back.
Betty's back. You know, she can come back to New York, where nothing bad will happen to her. And I'm being sincere on that. Nothing bad will ever happen to her anymore.
Aw.
Well, other than that Venom series that involved her brother coming back.
Yeah, well, that's like 1,000 years in the future. We don't have to worry about that.
1,000 years in the future.
We're not gonna get to that. So we might as well not worry about it.
Yeah, and it's modern comics, and we all know modern comics tend to suck and be stupid.
Yeah. So Betty's back. She's still kind of neurotic, which she's a woman, so.
Oh my goodness.
So it comes with the territory. But
Man, woo!
Mr. Not the last one. Now that's not very PC of you, is it?
I'm an equal opportunity offender, Chingus. I have a certificate on my wall that says so. So Betty, Betty's back. She's kind of, she's worried about Ned. She's worried about Peter. She's worried if she's going to get her old job back, which, to be honest, I do think there's much nicer places than working at the Bugle. I mean, Jake Jonah's just been more unhinged lately.
Well, I'm pretty sure, because spoiler, when she does come back, I'm pretty sure the meeting just goes, Betty, you're back! I'm paying double!
Oh my gosh, Betty's back? What did you say? Peter, you should have said something sooner.
He's like, I can fire the temp ladies. So
I don't have to pay for the lawsuit anymore.
I love how Jay Jonah before Betty came back was just going through all these temp ladies like there's just a panel and Peter's like, oh my gosh, is that like the third lady today? My goodness, JJ, what's going on?
They can never froth my coffee like Betty can. God, I miss her. Parker, stop standing in my office. Go give me pictures.
Parker, give me a coffee beforehand. Parker, never mind. You probably crap at it.
Okay. What?
Parker! Parker, you're fired. Sir, your son's coming back. Oh, never mind. Parker, come back. You're rehired.
Get your picture out. Get your camera out. We need a picture of true heroes. Me and my son, the astronaut.
The astronaut.
So after the thrilling battle with Gabi, it only takes massive brain trauma to bring him back to, Norman, who still only has his memories from 5 years past.
And I'm assuming it's actually the Gaslit version too. So he's nice, super nice, Norman.
He's super nice. Yeah, he's super nice, Norman. But pretty soon,
some idiot is gonna revive the Goblin side.
Norman. So, while that's happening, they were setting fire to the building. So,
Well, that was because of the death ray.
Well, the death ray, it's not good at, it's not good at death, but it's good at fires. So it's a fire ray. So the Peter saves Norman's life. He tells him, "Oh yeah, Norman helped me. The Goblin's dead. Bye."
Wait, did you murder the Goblin? I'm not telling you.
Well, theoretically, yes, but legally, no.
It's the implication.
It's he. Let's just say he went through a type of death.
Anyway, speaking of type of death, we got the Rhino.
Yeah, the Rhino spy. Rhino.
Well, no, it's his first appearance.
No, this is his first appearance.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't worry, he appears twice, this is actually kind of the cool part where there's basically aside from the annual, a 3-issue arc that doesn't feel like an arc.
Huh.
Because in this one is that we get the Rhino introduced as he's hunting down James Jameson, JJ's son, because the events of the first issue comes back. It turns out that he had spores in him.
Ooh.
John Jameson picked up whatever that life
Cosmic
form from the movie
spores.
Life.
Those cosmic rays and those cosmic space spores.
Cosmic Space Force.
Space Force.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that traveling through space is really dangerous because you're bound to get more powers than that than inhaling the fumes of the chemicals.
Yeah, you could pick up
it tended to just make you go crazy somehow, or you just become a target of a national Russian mercenary. Wait, I don't think we get the origin of this one. I don't think we get the origin of this one, but it's so funny that his origin is that he got his suit and it made him smarter.
I got I got suit now. I strong now. I crush you. Yeah.
I do love how his introduction is
Mm.
presumably him either crossing the border from Mexico, Canada. I like to think it's Mexico.
Gotta stop these illegal immigrants, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. The
Yeah,
immigrants are
especially the
coming.
guys that can smash your walls.
I'm. I will break. I will break the wall. I know it's not 2016 already yet, but I must break the wall, Spider-Man. No president can stop the illegal immigrants.
Like Rhino's whole journey to New York is kind of really crazy because like he doesn't run the whole way there. He just hitches rides. Like
And everyone is scared every time he encounters.
I mean, he's a big ass dude in a rhino suit who could like snap you in half easily. I'd be kind of scared too.
Like well, here's the thing: we know the Avengers are around in this universe, and none of them are getting called in to deal with the right.
Spider-Man's problem now. Let him deal with it.
We're in the era of Tony picks and chooses what assignments they can handle.
I'm pretty sure the kids got it. I'm pretty sure the kids got it. We don't need to go in.
Well, speaking of the Avengers, like I also like just to end up. I do like the resolution of this fight is that Peter is just brawling with them until he is exhausted.
I'm so tired. I go sleep now. We did it! We beat the Rhino! Huzzah! Woo! Spider-Man! Yeah!
Spider-Man!
Yeah!
So now we go cut to the Avengers.
Oh, now they show up. What the hell were you guys when Rhino attacked?
They were having a board meeting.
I don't like the Avengers anymore.
Okay, explain.
No, it's just a joke. It was like, ooh. Now, I was just gonna say like, oh, now finally the Avengers get involved. Where were you guys when, all this stuff was happening? It's like, nah, it's okay. Spider-Man's got it. Spider-Man's got it under control. If not, then I don't know, we'll just leave it to maybe the Fantastic Four. We don't need to get involved.
I mean, like Doctor Strange is there. You could probably resolve it.
Like, we have a city full of superheroes. At least one person will resolve this.
Now let's go. Let's go into. Now let's go fight.
But we have an important business. A meeting about Spider-Man.
Oh my goodness, board meetings about Spider-Man.
All right, everyone. We have to decide whether Spider-Man should join the Avengers, and the people choosing is a guy from the '40s, a former criminal, Asgardian god, a billionaire, a model, a super fashion model woman who can shrink and grow a bit, or Hank Pym.
Hank Pym. I don't trust any opinion Hank's got to say, to be honest.
Don't worry, it's not about his wife. He'll be fine.
This
This
guy's
This
Don't,
is
just don't let Janet have a say in anything.
as long as the wife isn't involved, Hank can be trusted.
look. This is pre-slap.
This is pre-Ultron. Him. This is when he had, he thought out his ideas. And
Oh.
he thought, sending robots to go beat up the Avengers so that he can save them, might not be a good idea.
Yeah. But
So
the Avengers are like, let's put it to a vote. Who wants Spider-Man to be on our team? All right, who does? All right, not look at this. It's just. All right, let's put it to a vote. Raise your hand if you want Spider-Man on the team. Okay, raise your hand if you don't. No one can count. We're at an impasse.
All right, we need to have him. We need to bring him so we can have him test out.
All right, everyone, come on, go! We got find Spider-Man.
Yeah, I thought we brought in Daredevil to tell about his character. No, we need an actual tryout.
We're gonna go find Spider-Man. We're gonna beat the shit out of him to see if he's worthy of being an Avenger.
well, it's like it's like applying for a job. Like we already got the references, but we need the interview. We need to know your strengths and weaknesses because we're gonna go to space and foreign countries a lot. So
It's not like the Avengers attract former criminals or anything into their team or anything. I wonder if they get the fast track. Because something tells me, I haven't read any Avengers comics during this time. I'm suspecting that there's some BS going on in terms of the Avengers tryouts.
Well, to be fair, like for Hawkeye and Black Widow, don't even for them.
Oh yeah, how about Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, who are conveniently in Europe, clearly not probably messing with the X-Men or anything.
Well, that's the X-Men problem.
That's
we
an
don't,
X-Men problem.
we're not going to deal with mutants yet. Not until we
Despite having mutants in our team.
Yeah, but like they're their own type of mutants.
Listen,
they're
man,
not
they're
part of the whole.
Their own type of
there are
mutants.
Sambos.
Yeah.
So Peter, of course, is trying to figure out should I join the team or not, and then in his interview he flubbed it because for some reason he just lost his patience.
It's a thing that happens often.
Damn. Who'd have thought that a young adult just barely in college might not be the best, guy to join this huge international superhero team.
I mean, at the very least, he waited 10 extra minutes before he decided to beat them up.
Especially Hawkeye is like, look, I recommended you to you. You better give respect to the Avengers, and then Spider-Man launches. Like, I'm beating you up first.
Come here! Ah! Oh my gosh! And then everyone just starts duking out. Just, oh my goodness! Peter, calm down!
Duking out, quote unquote, with AKA everyone's basically pulling back except for Peter. Because we
Meanwhile-
all know that if they all actually went all in,
Yeah.
he's toast.
But it's kind of funny. I was just like, Peter, stop, stop it. Hold on, Peter, stop. It's like, fuck you. It's like, oh my, okay. And then, but also there's some other adventures just like, oh, God, this kid's stupid. Why do we think we can let him on the team? Whose idea was this in the first place?
Hulk wanted company. Hulk thought
Yeah,
was
and that
good
ends up
idea.
being the test. Is
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
can you go get the Hulk for us?
If you get the Hulk, you can join us. Otherwise, good luck. And so Peter,
And it's like, okay, so for what purpose? We're not telling you. It's a test.
ooh. And so Peter, oh, go ahead.
The famous Tony Stark bluff.
Famous Tony Stark bluff.
AKA making things more complicated and ends up in worse results than before.
So Pete's, he's gonna go find the Hulk, and then was it like I think I remember like he went to JJ first, and JJ's like, I'm not telling you shit because of course
Yeah,
not.
he stopped by a JJ's to grab a cup of coffee.
It's like, JJ, you see the Hulk around here? I ain't telling you shit, Spider-Man. Then some guy comes like, hey, JJ, the Hulk was spotted at this and such location. Coordinates here. Exact coordinates. Here you go, JJ. Oh, hey, Spider-Man.
I just love the image is that despite JJ's constant insulting of Spider-Man, he can just go to his place to grab coffee.
Well, JJ, he's all bark. He's all bark. He's nobody. He'll say a bunch of words, but he's not. There's really nothing he can do without the police.
And then we got a good Hulk fight, an actual Spider-Man versus Hulk fight.
Yeah. And then at the like gamma ray testing in the factory or laboratory. They're duking it out. Oh, come here, Hulk! And then Hulk's like, "Arr!" And then eventually, Hulk like he damaged something that like caused like the gamma rays to like temporarily reverse him back to Bruce Banner, and it's like, oh my gosh, you're not the Hulk. I don't know who the hell this guy is.
You're a science major.
I'm Dr. Bruce Banner. You're a scientist. I'm something of a scientist myself.
And that I love the part is that so why does the Avenger want you? I don't know. It's like, and Hulk doesn't care. It's like, Hulk's not gonna explain about how he once was Avenger.
Hulk. And then it's like, oh no, Hulk's back. Bruce Banner couldn't remain human for too long. Gosh. And then like Peter actually does get the upper hand on Hulk. Like he whipped him up and everything. Like, all right, here we go. Test pass. Let's go. And then he changes his mind. It's like, actually, second thought, the Hulk's not really worth it. The poor douche just like mentally just a confused child. Like, I don't want to fucking tie him up. This feels wrong. I'm gonna let him go.
Like, he even says that later on when he passed by the Avengers, like, I can't find him. All right, bye. And the Avengers goes, He's a little bit too happy for not.
I like, oh man.
And
This,
then it turns out, no, the Avengers wanted Spider-Man to bring him in so that they could help the Hulk. You know, you could have said that at the start.
it's all about communication. It's a miscommunication.
Then again, the Avengers are awful at communicating. Do you know how many times they keep disassembling in some shape or form?
Wow. So you're saying the Justice League is a better organized organization than the Avengers?
Well, they have well, their headquarters doesn't blow up as often.
Or get invaded.
Oh, okay. Damn. Sucks to be
And they
such to be
tend
the
to
Avengers then.
not be written so terribly that they backstabbed Captain Marvel to have her Ms. Marvel to be with her rapist.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're not here to cover Avengers 200. We're here to talk about Spidey Annual 3.
Yeah. And then it ends with him depressed, of course. Anyway, back to more
It's always
his
depressed.
normal life of getting screwed over.
Oh my gosh, is that? It is! It's J. Jonah's son! Whoa! What's he doing? What's he doing clocking his PD like that? Like, dang!
Because Spider-Man robbed the bank!
Oh my goodness. Peter, how could you? You were a hero! We believed in you! Oh gosh.
I haven't told you the whole story. I left
Well,
out
wait.
details.
What are
I
you gonna
don't
tell us?
care. I don't care. The spores is compelling me to go beat you up.
So the spores. You picked up some spores from space. Gosh, picking up spores now. What's next? Black alien goo? Gosh, I think space should be just off limits.
We should really close off space.
Look, it's a silly place. It's a silly place where you can find a stone on the moon that turns you into a werewolf.
Yes.
Also happened to John Jameson.
I'm sorry, you became a werewolf?
Yeah.
Yes. He
Okay.
is horribly unlucky when it comes to space, though. He loves space, yet space goes screw you.
Wow. Okay. I guess. Okay. Well,
So
spores. And they turn him to. They're pretty much steroids.
yeah, it made him more easily annoyed, make him more aggressive, and if you know what happens in these types of stories, it happens the same way.
I guess it's steroids. Not only doesn't make him buff, but he gets super aggressive. It's like, and also like, but thankfully, the government's here to save the day. Thank you, government.
Welcome.
And the government does the most, the smartest thing they could possibly do. They give him a suit to sort of, somewhat control his powers. Thanks, government.
That fits into his new size because now he's like twice big.
Yeah, it's steroids.
Well, to be fair, that wasn't the government didn't provide the suit. That was Tony Stark.
With the government's, the government asked Tony.
Man, Tony, you need to learn to stop.
Stop making another suit to kill everyone.
You think during Armor Wars, like he went to John Jonah and he was like, "Kid, need back the suit."
I need a suit.
He probably goes, "What suit?"
And John, with his new suit, he does what any normal person does. He
Beat
listens
up
to his.
Spider-Man.
Well, I was gonna say he listens to his dad. And his dad's like, "Hey, Spider-Man. John, you're a superhero now. And Spider-Man, he robbed a bank. Why don't you go teach that villain a lesson? You know what? You're onto something, Dad. I'll go beat him up." They're fighting each other. Ooh, wham, bam, pow, whoosh. It's like, oh my goodness, Peter. And then an airplane came. It's like, oh my gosh, airplane, what are you doing here? It's like, I'm here to help John fight Peter. It's like, oh my goodness. Wow. I can't believe a plane broke the fourth wall just to help beat up Peter. Gosh, as if Spider-Man's luck couldn't get any worse.
Actually, it got better because he managed to defeat Jameson, and now he's back to normal size without his powers because he electrocuted all the spores. So the government hates him now, which is always the positive.
Yeah, but hey, John, you're okay now. Let's go. Woo! Sure, JJ's pissed, but who gives a shit about JJ?
JJ is always mad.
It's like, yeah, we did it. The day is saved. Nothing can go wrong. Surely a certain someone is gonna come back, not knowing that the spores aren't on John anymore.
Well, you see, before we get to that, the issue ends because throughout the issue, Aunt May had outmaneuvered Peter, so that now he has to stay for a family dinner with her neighbor, Anna Watson, I think.
Anna.
Anna, yes.
Yeah, Anna Watson and her niece. And
her
then,
niece.
Of course, he's like, oh, this is my doom. I wanted to be with Gwen. This is my doom. God. And then he opens the door and best girl.
Hey, there she is. I clapped when I saw it. Woo!
War of the Boreal Valley starts playing.
Yeah, she says the line. She said it. She said it. She said the thing.
Face it, Tiger. You hit the jackpot.
Yeah. Woo! Let's go, MJ.
I wish I had to read the comics online now, so I can't read to see if there's like a reaction to MJ as a character in general. If there was like waifu wars over MJ and Gwen Stacy fans.
Yeah, but MJ's better than Gwen, so it doesn't matter.
Well, she has one advantage over Gwen Stacy. Several decades of development in different versions.
Yeah, but I still like MJ better. But
she's the MJ's the girl next door. Gwen's the girl he sees on campus. There's no way she can compete.
Yeah. I gotta say though, from this point forward though, Gwen and Peter's dynamic is it's kind of better than Gwen, but at the same time, Peter's Peter's fucking fumbling the ball a lot of times. It's really just luck that like MJ just still likes Peter, just like in general as it's just like a dude, like just. Because there are times several times throughout the next issues just like Peter's like, look MJ, like, for various reasons, we can't go out tonight, I can't hang out, like my Aunt May, she's hurt, like she needs my help, and I'm just like, oh yeah, no problem, I perfectly understand, and Peter's like, she's not sad, she didn't even flinch, am I doing something wrong? God, what is wrong with me? God, I'm so stupid. Oh. Or it's like, she didn't. She's not sad. Does she not care? God damn it! That heartless. Ooh.
I will say this: MJ as a character is. Rereading this is like shows me is like, especially with the is better with hindsight. Because this is more of like early MJ is more she's the party girl, more of like somebody who does this for the thrills.
Yeah, no, but even then though, even without hindsight though, it's like it's kind of funny though, because like it's like even as just like the party girl, like it's like, oh, you're not gonna party, bummer, but okay. I'll just go on without you. Like, it's perfectly understandable. Like, you got your own things, and then Peter's like, oh, she doesn't care. That heartless. Ooh, she doesn't care about me. She's a terrible person. I'm worthless. Oh, I'm like, there are just times where Peter's just like, he's fumbling the bag so hard, and it's like, man, it is a miracle that the two of them end up with each other soon.
Yeah, he's definitely fumbling, but it's the usual kind of fumbling in there. I would say if Peter had to settle down with a woman at this point in his life, I would say he would probably go. It's Gwen Stacy. Gwen Stacy would be a better match, just overall, because MJ at this point of the story is a bit more. She doesn't care.
Yeah, she's a free spirit.
Yeah, she doesn't want to settle down, and then it's revealed later, of course, of why she's such a free spirit. Terrible fathers.
Yeah.
Her mother's nothing. Her mother's
terrible parents. Terrible parents. But for MJ in general, she is definitely, for me, the ultimate, the waifu. Like, I would like to joke about one day, and just joke that when it comes to Spider-Man waifus, there's one that no one can pick, and that's MJ, because Peter deserves her. She is above the whole waifu wars.
Ooh, MJ! Yeah.
So also, what do you think of comparing this comic version to the movie counterparts? What do you kind of think of her in comparison?
She's a character who really doesn't change among her adaptations. She is just perfect. She's the free spirited girl next door that everyone wants to be, and then you realize, oh man, her life is really not going well for her.
Her life's awful. The exception is,
damn, did she really live like this?
Yeah, I would say the only exception is Spider-Man PS4. but that's because it's way down the line, and they made her into a reporter, much like Ultimate Spider-Man the show.
It's good.
And then they made her into Carnage in that show.
What?
Yeah, they gave her the Carnage symbiote.
Huh.
And she doesn't want to be. She didn't tell her secret to Peter because she didn't want to be a hero. She wanted to be a reporter and an activist.
Well, at least Mary Jane knew the difference. You can't be a hero and a journalist.
Unless you're Superman.
Yeah, unless you're Superman, but we all can't be as great as you.
Yeah, we can't be as good as Superman. He's just built differently.
He's too pure. Journalists are just the scum of the earth, except for Clark Kent. I just actually want to see a storyline where it's about highlighting how good Clark Kent is at being a reporter.
I'm remembering so it was one line from the anime. So it's like, hey, like Lois, like Clark, how can you how are you so good like getting to scoops? Well, here's my secret, Lois. I'm actually Superman in disguise, and I'm just taking up this job so I can get an easier scoop than you guys. And Lois' reaction is just, Clark, that was a terrible joke. Shut up.
I do love it that like
It's time to go home. My search was over.
when you act a certain way, that is actually a better disguise. You could just get away with putting on the glasses.
It's kind of funny. Those like, Clark, shut up. All right. Hey, you wanted to know. There's my answer.
Talking nonsense, Smallville.
Talking nonsense. Yeah, so we basically, long story short, we can't all be like Clark. He's built differently.
Yeah, like the only changes they really just do with Mary Jane really just comes down to how people perceive side characters to be. Like, side characters are just side characters. They're great because they add to the story. They don't always have to be proactive. Like, yeah,
And they don't have to make Mary MJ cucking Peter.
I mean, like we all know, it's like we all know it's great that Aunt May is not out there, going to fight crime because she doesn't need to. And she's still
anyway.
And she's still a great, side character. Of course, like you could still do like the whole feast thing with her where she's more proactive in the community. You don't have to make her such an important part to the main story where she has to put herself in harm's way.
Yeah. Yeah. MJ is just like the way she was executed in the comics over the decades in general is like so good, and then Marvel screwed her over.
Marvel.
Because they decided to hate romance. Anyway, so we've been talking about it. The other main plot of 43 is the Rhino rematch, which was cool. So essentially, the MJ stuff that we've been covering can also be applied to this one because you see her in action a bit, like as opposed to other side characters where they kind of take away from the action. She actually brings Peter to the action.
Yeah, it's like, hey P, I want to go see what's going on. And then Peter's like, ooh, perfect opportunity. I like you already. Ooh.
Like, and then with the retcon, it's so good that then it's like, oh, she does this because she knows. So it's like, she's helping him.
So yeah, it's like, ooh, nice.
So,
So yeah, that was. And then Rhino and Pete they do the tussle. They're like, ooh, wham, bam, and then I remember like I was like yeah, it was a wait, hold on, actually I could be wrong. I have to check real quick.
It was a special. Spider-Man actually went. A cop helped Spider-Man,
Yeah.
so he had to sell photos of him getting embarrassed. And I think it's that one where Peter goes, "Ha! I know he only gives me half the money as opposed to a quarter."
Yeah, then eventually he's able to beat Rhino thanks to
Kurt Connors.
it's our friend Dr. Connors. He's back. Woo! And
He's
they
back again to help out with more science stuff. I hope nothing goes wrong.
So like they mix up that potion and all that, and then they're able to get the suit off of Rhino. And then he's like, hey, you're just a normal dude again now. Now I can just sock you. Wham! It's like, oh. It's like, yeah.
Don't punch an unarmed man, would you?
No, but I can punch a criminal. Ha!
I hope Kurt has been living a nice life. Oh no, he's the lizard again.
Oh no, gosh. It turns out that the potion they whipped up for Rhino turns out, oh my gosh, it contains some of the substance that made me into the lizard. Fuck, just like touching a bit of it, like inhaling the fumes. It's been it's a lot of inhaling fumes with these issues. I inhaled the fumes. Oh, I'm becoming the lizard again. No. So yeah, lizard's back. Oh, could have seen this coming.
Is this the second or third time?
I think it's the second. Was there another time I just forgot about before this?
Yeah, I think this is the second time.
what? No, I think this is the third time. Because
What was the second time?
Second. Oh no, this is the second time. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Kurt Connors has been around as a cool side character for a while. But this is the second time he turns into the lizard.
The lizard.
And his plan was first trying to break in to get the chemicals to get the formula. And then he realized he can't read numbers!
No. How could I should have seen this coming as a reptile. I can't read. No. And then Spider-Man is able to duke it out with Peter. It's like, ooh, ha hee hoo, ooh ha ha.
On a train.
Yes.
with reptiles, and it ends with
It ends with a lizard.
taking a nice trip to the refrigerator.
And, I think this is the issue where he broke his arm, right?
No, that's
No?
Oh yeah. We're doing the two-parter. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a two-parter. So like the first part, part of it, he broke his arm. Like, damn, you broke my arm, and it was like, and then the part 2 one, there's a whole fight, where Peter has to juggle, fighting with only one good arm, because his other arm's all banged up. It's like, oh, damn it, So,
is this no, I don't think this is the subplot yet, where the next one is where we get to do the apartment introduction
mm.
and stuff. But like at this point, Ned Lees and Betty Brent are engaged.
Oh yeah, good for them. Good for you. Good for you guys. Hey, more power. More power. Yay. So that was the thing. Yeah, they get engaged. Like, ooh, yay.
Okay, we can move on now. Shocker!
You can't escape me! I'll chase you to the end of the earth!
Get back here, Shocker! Shocker! You can't escape me! I'll chase you to the ends of the earth!
Yeah, it's that Shocker.
Yeah, I knew I was gonna bring this up. That, or we played the music for the Shocker theme from Kamen Rider.
Huh. Well, it's not the same Shocker though. One's Discoon and the other one's Japanese Nazis.
Yeah, but so in this one, Peter is still having his arm recovery. He's not taking a vacation to have his arm healed, and he encounters the Shocker.
Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, it is. Oh my gosh, the Shocker! And they're duking it out, and then he's kind of Peter's kind of at a disadvantage here. He's got only one good arm at the moment.
And new foes, and as we know, with Spider-Man and new foes, get your butt whooped.
Yeah.
Surprised at how classic the Spider-Man fights Shocker on a bank is. Because it happens in both the video game and Spectacular Spider-Man.
Huh.
Well, it's a common occurrence with Shocker because, Shocker does this for money.
Yeah, he's just a common crook.
Yeah, but it just kind of find it funny. It always happens inside the bank. Like with pillars and stuff.
Well, he's always trying to steal something for money, and then Spider-Man always just so happens to show up.
It never happens inside the bank with everybody else.
I know there's gonna be one where I'm not sure if it's during the 100 ish during this run, but there is gonna be a case where he's gonna try to steal money from the Stacys, and Spider-Man has to fight him, like a personal bank, personal safe.
Mm.
Also, Shocker is so cool.
The Shocker.
And it's so cool to showcase how powerful his weapons are. Like, really, if you just really think about it, like, he can punch you and activates his gauntlets to make his punches stronger.
Yeah, it was like, ooh.
Yeah, people
So-
still treat him as a joke.
But you do get gems like the clip you just showed. So
Yeah, but that's more related to Spider-Man rather than Shocker himself. After Ultimate Spider-Man, they made Shocker into a joke character.
huh? Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, so Spider-Man, Shocker, they took it out. Wham! Pow! Poo! Woo!
Oh yeah, I forgot. Like early on with the Rhino issues, the big thing was the motorcycle.
Yeah, you got that kick-ass motorcycle. You know, it's like, hey, again, that's the motorcycle. It was like, hey, check it out, Betty. Oh, no, not Betty. Gwen, check it out. I got this cool ass bike. What do you think? And it's like, oh, I don't know about that. It's like, she doesn't like it. God, either I did something wrong or she's just stupid. God, I don't understand her. Ooh.
I thought women love hot rods.
Gosh.
No, they love hot rods that killed Optimus Prime.
Ha ha. I was like, oh, Gwen, I thought she would love this. She doesn't. Oh, gosh, that heartless cow, that harlot. Ooh, I'ma get her. Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, so this was that was fun. And now we're back to Craven. We're back to Osborn stuff because we begin with a flashback.
Ooh, flashback.
Not one battle with Spider-Man. It is revealed that Craven was actually paid to hunt Spider-Man. And he got chipped.
He got chipped. It's like, oh, come here, Spider-Man, raise your dukes. And so, yeah, it's like, oh my goodness, Craven, you bastard, you're back.
And this issue also reveals that Peter can't even go to a simple party without getting interrupted.
Craven's like, no enjoyment for you.
You want to have fun? Not on my watch.
Until I get my money. Where's my money, Norman? Where's my money?
Where's the money, shithead?
Oh, it's down to summer. Let me take another look. That's still one of my favorite jokes from Big Lebowski. Married? Does it look like a fucking married man? The seat's still up. Gosh. What the hell is this? Obviously, you're not a golfer. I love quoting the Big Lebowski. Yeah, so like Craven's back and interrupts the party. Gosh, no, I can't even have fun. Curse you!
Harry Osborn.
It is interesting to see that Norman is on kind of both ends of the loving Harry, hating Harry spectrum in the early issues.
Yeah, it's like before they decided, okay, Norma is like this super evil mega mind.
Yes, oh my goodness.
Because once they dedicated to that point of view, it's like, yep.
So there's no turning back now. You're just a piece of shit, Shocker, Norman. Oh yeah, and also. Oh, and then also Craven's it's like I've been snubbed for money. Come here, Norman. It's like, who the hell are you? Like, it's like, come on, you told me to give me the money. It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh God damn it, he fucking lost his memory. Piece of shit. What an abomination.
My disappointment is immeasurable. My day's ruined.
Yeah. Now I'm just gonna haunt the streets now.
Ooh.
Before I can kill you, Spider-Man.
One day you'll be mine, Spider-Man.
And then the next day happens, and New York has got a blizzard overnight. That
Somehow.
Well, winter comes in.
It's either winter came in or there's some Norse mythology crap going on.
Thor, what's going on this time? Yeah, but the big thing is here. Oh my gosh, it's the Vulture! He's back! Wow!
What do you mean? His worst enemy was the common cold.
Yeah, but the Vulture's back though, so we.
Well, it's not the Vulture. It's a new Vulture.
Well, they don't
It's
like.
it's Blackie.
It's
Who trusts your cellmate named Blackie? The secret to your.
You know this guy was a spectacular Spider-Man.
Why is his name Blackie?
Well, ask the '60s person that named him.
Well,
it is a 60s nickname.
So Blackie's now the Vulture. That's right. The Vulture's back. Because there's two Vultures. Oh my goodness.
Well, the old one is still dying on bed in the prison cell right now.
But now there's two people who took up the mantle of Vulture. So now Peter's got to deal with Blackie. Ooh, Blackie.
Who's like, okay, I'm actually gonna learn how to use my wings and put on a helmet.
I'm gonna put on a helmet. And yeah, unfortunately Peter I guess technically, well, no, not new villain. I don't know. I don't know why Peter lost this time. It's like Peter's not even a new villain.
It's the first villain, and also even in rematches, the first time they fight, he tends to lose. So,
Pete, come on, man. This can't keep going on. Yeah, you gotta get a W eventually.
Well, he does at the end. He always gets a W the second time around.
Yeah, but still, it's like, come on, Pete. Yeah. So I am noticing now, like we're at a point now where it's like these like fights are like a two-part issue sort of thing. Like one issue is
right.
One issue is Pete's gotta re-encounters like someone, or he encounters a new guy. It's, oh my gosh, he gets his ass whooped. And then eventually the next time, that's when it's like, okay, you know what? I know better now. And, so now I'm fully prepared to deal with the threat. So
yeah, or there's a new twist, like in this case, where Craven is like, no, I should be the one who defeats Spider-Man. And it's a three-way battle.
Yeah, let's go, three-way.
And Peter had a day to rest.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, he did have a day to rest. But still, it's like, oh. It's like, what's that? You want to take out Spider-Man? Well, so do I. There can only be one. At least we can take out Spider-Man. I won't let you get the glory. So yeah,
I like the part where Spider-Man shows up and he's like, "I'm grabbing the popcorn."
I'm grabbing the popcorn. Oh man, are you kidding me? This is quality content right here. Yeah, and then eventually, but then, unfortunately, Peter gets his ass whooped.
No, this
But-
time he kicks both of them.
Oh, I thought we were still on the last issue. I wasn't paying attention. As
No, in this time, it's because the villains are fighting each other and not working together. You would think like a new young person who just beat Spider-Man and he can fly versus someone who has been fighting toe to toe with Spider-Man 4 times now.
it's like, ooh, Spider-Man, I've got you in my sights.
At this point, Peter is in the apartment with Harry Osborn now. So now they're roommates.
Oh yeah, that's right. Peter moved out. He's Aunt May's like, oh my gosh, Pete, are you gonna be okay? Like I'm gonna be fine, Aunt May. I'm moving in with Harry. We're
She's
gonna
so it's kind of funny. She's just so overbearing.
But there's something kind of charming though about
know.
Aunt. There's something really charming. Aunt May's just listen. She's literally just this frail old woman who like needs constant help, but like she's still so protective of Peter. It's like there's something really just charming about like, oh my gosh, I can't be mad at Aunt May. She's great. I I love Aunt May. I love Aunt May so much. She's great.
Yeah, Aunt May is very nice. It's like she is somebody who has already that network of like she could like network of friends, but she cares so much about Peter.
Yeah. Just overall, just fantastic woman. I love Aunt May.
Everybody loves Aunt May.
Yeah.
All my homies love Aunt May. Uh,
What time is it right now? It is. Oh, it's almost 8 o'clock.
don't worry.
I don't know. Like, we'll be like, I'll be like muted and stuff. We could still, like, we can still.
Yeah, but look,
All right.
my least favorite issue.
All right. Let's go. It's Spider-Man no more.
Kingpin.
The story that
okay,
everyone
so-
wants to
Embarrass me in
do.
front of her.
Okay, so this was a lot better than I remembered.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I am projecting my hatred towards Spider-Man 2 onto this comic.
Okay.
What do you guys think? Was this like the whole him quitting? Did this make sense in
Well, Peter's done it often.
Yeah.
It's a joke at this point. How much he contemplates quitting.
Really likes quitting. Oh man, I'm just gonna quit. Fuck being Spider-Man. But this is an an iconic storyline that, like, everyone really likes to do. So it's like, in a sense, like, whether you like it or not, you gotta admit that, like, this is a very iconic story that gets adapted
only
a lot. So.
one director did?
Really? I feel like people do it more often, though. Do they not?
No, they just allude to it and like use the
They
shot.
allude to it.
Oh, people, the more often than not, the cover is like referenced in a lot of things where just, yeah, like
the cover and the shot with the costume in the garbage can and him walking away.
Yeah, like, there would just be episodes. A single episode where that will happen. But we don't really get. It's not really the same with like with like Kingpin and all that.
I would say this is a lot better in my opinion than Spider-Man 2 is because you get to see the super immediate consequences of his actions.
Okay.
Like before, like in the film, it's there's like hints of it, but it's mostly treated as him quitting was more. It didn't show the consequences of Spider-Man leaving as much. It's treated as like, oh, just another day in New York. But now Peter's happy. He's in a more happier mindset because he quit being Spider-Man. And this one,
it's not. It's not. He's happier. It's just he's what do you call it? Like it's just that he doesn't have to worry anymore about being.
Yeah, so like you don't get that visceral reaction as you read in this comic where Kingpin is like, Spider-Man's gone? Good! Time for my master plan! Let's do it!
Yeah.
There is such a fun, like, visceral thing. It's like, everything went to crap as soon as everyone realizes Spider-Man is gone.
Yeah.
And of course, but then also the ending part when Peter comes back as Spider-Man after he gained his heroism for a moment to defeat a couple thugs to save a person that looks like Uncle Ben. Which is also nice is like at this point we get a reminder. I think also that's partly I don't remember. Does Spider-Man 2 really examine about why he became Spider-Man? Like a reminding of him being of why he becomes Spider-Man? But I remember it's more of like he forgives himself for what happened to Uncle Ben.
Well, there was the entire scene in the car where like there's an entire scene where it's framed as sort of like a heavenly vision where Uncle Ben is trying to persuade him, no, don't just give up this power. And Peter's just like, no, like if I want my life in order, it's him thinking selfishly, which in that whole montage he's going through just kind of shows like it's not a great decision, but like it's something he wants to stick with because at the very least, he can make it to MJ shows. He can have a lot more of his social life back. And then, well, the city's kind of just like going to ruin around him. And then
I didn't get the whole going to ruin around him. It's more of like the city's the same.
Well, the New York has always just kind of been like crime central. So like without Spider-Man there's no no one's really like crime has just become a lot more rampant because the cops the cops are just there's just so many cops in the city.
Yeah. But like compared to this is where you get a bit more like an actual crime spree and like more definitively. It's like, oh, without Spider-Man, oops, we screwed the pooch on this one. But I do like it, much like how in the film and this one is Spider-Man does one good deed and he regains his heroism essentially. And I do like in this comic, it just reaffirms is like, oh yeah, that's why it became Spider-Man. It's like I have this power and responsibility. I need to.
The people look up to him as much as like it seems like no one respects him. It's just everyday. The everyday Joe who needs someone to help him. Always appreciates his help.
Right. And then I just love how he got his costume back. Like he goes in, grabs his costume, and then oh, confronting J. Jonah Jameson.
This Peter is a lot more of a, he put a lot of his points into charisma. He didn't need to
Charisma.
He didn't need to do the stealth, the stealth section. He just went up there and
he does a power move.
And I just love it that he says, like, yeah, I didn't retire or anything. I went out recruiting, so I have more Spider-Man. I'm not sure what's funnier, this one or the one in the movie where you have JJ actually saying something nice about him is like,
I never realized all this time I've slandered him. I didn't realize that he was, above all else, a rotten scoundrel.
I want Spider-Man!
A disgusting backstabbing liar. He's a liar. Punch him on the foot. He said he would be, but putting his costume in his trash can, he decided to give up the game. But now he's back. He's a hypocrite, a liar. I want Spider-Man.
I want Spider-Man!
Yeah, with that, we end our reading for the day.
Ooh.
And so next time, we will be covering 50 to 60. And do we have an annual? We may have an annual. Another one showing up. Let me just briefly look through it. Yes, we do have an annual number 4, which will feature a Human Torch team up.
Johnny's back! Let's go! About time Johnny came back. It's about damn time. Where the hell were you, Johnny? What were you and the Fantastic Four even doing?
And it's gonna feature a Doc Ock saga.
Ooh, Doc Ock's back. Nice.
Yeah, and I think it's the one. It's looking at the covers, it's gonna be one where it's gonna involve Aunt May, and then another one, and then it's gonna be immediately followed where the storyline where Spider-Man lost his memories.
Oh, okay. I thought we were reading the story where like Aunt May and Doc Ock got together.
I don't think it's in the 100 issues. It's happened, but it did happen.
Oh, okay then.
They're gonna go with the crazy stepdad angle.
Ah.
All right, so I hope everyone had a wonderful time of listening to this. So, see you around.
This
Spider-Man.
was also
Spider-Man.
this is also the last show of the year.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
next year.
We'll be continuing Spider-Man next year.
To your friends and ours, we wish you a Merry Christmas. Happy New
And a
Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah.